On this episode of Rental Rocket Landscaping, we will be tackling a overgrown foreclosed property that is going up for sale, and our task is to clean this place up, make it look absolutely spectacular, and really get it back to ready to go on the market. Now, the renovations of the house are not going to be our job obligation, but getting the property cleaned out and cleaned up will be our obligation. Now, with some help from some brand new trailers and a brand new wood chipper system, we're ready to tackle anything. So let's get into this video and get the project underway. Well, top of the morning to you, ladies. My name is Rental Man Buck. Welcome back to the landscaping series of Rental Rocket Landscaping. Hope you guys are going to enjoy today's video. As stated in the beginning, we're going to be working on a foreclosed property. I'm going to be using the Caterpillar skid steer this time around. I want to try and spiff it up just a little bit in terms of the equipment I'm using. Actually, I forgot I have to grab the mini Vermeer because we're going to be taking the log grapple. I am going to be using the tracked variants of machinery today, just so I'm not tearing up the turf nearly as bad. Hopefully I can kind of squeeze the skid steer on the back of this trailer. We did end up getting some new trailers. I traded off a few of my other ones, that way I can invest in these. But I also would not like to have to take 500 different trucks, so I can save a little bit of fuel. Just so I'm not a jabberbox and we can get right on with the video, I'm going to get all of my stuff loaded up so we can get on the road and make our way to the project. I'm not taking the pallet forks with me. I'm just going to be loading up my lawnmower on the flatbed of the 550 here so we can take our mower and everything with us all on one trailer. I'll take care of all of this and we'll see you guys when we're getting ready to head out. Now, if you guys have not already, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe down below. As you do know, we are on the race to the 100,000 subscriber mark by the end of this year. Any help is appreciated, and Daryl's kind of having some problems, I think, with the trailer brakes right now. But I currently have the newest addition to the shop, and that is the dump bed that I originally had on the back of this GMC has now been traded to a wood chip truck. And the BC1000XL from Vermeer is our new wood chipper we're going to use to cut down and shrink all the branches, as we have a bunch of cones that are actually in the back of the dump box on the Ford. But this was a Mod Hub release. I just changed the wheels on it. But fun fact about Vermeer wood chippers is that the first two numbers after the BC is actually the diameter of wood, like the trunk size around, that you're able to put through the wood chipper. So BC1000XL is a 10-inch diameter wide of a tree trunk. So anything wider than that, and we're probably just going to load it up in the Ford, or we'll just take it and cut it up and put it on something and haul it out. So hopefully we don't have to cut down too many trees. I don't think the property says it has a lot of dead trees, but I do know it's going to take quite a bit of work to get this done. Now, please forgive me as my audio, I kind of realized was accidentally messed up. For some odd reason, it completely disabled all desktop audio. So we're going to do a voiceover, but we have everything at least lined up. We have our cones marked off to the wood chipper over on the street so we can make sure traffic knows we're here. There's just a ton of old, rusted out, or completely destroyed vehicles that we are just going to completely clean out. We're calling out companies. They're going to come out here and take them for us. So coming back here, there's actually two old cars, being an IROC and a Cutlass Supreme. Cutlass Supreme is one of my favorite cars of all time. Looks to be just an old four-wheeler, old three-point mower, and then, of course, the trikes. Oh, I didn't notice the go-kart sitting there. But, yeah, it's just overall, we just got to clean all this stuff out, take out all the bushes, take out all the dead trees. We are going to be taking out some of these other ones. We'll decide later on, but some of these trees might also be taken out for safety reasons of the roots. Like if the tree were to collapse, die, and it were to fall, with the amount of roots that are already around here, the soil's not going to be strong enough, so we are probably going to cut down a lot more trees than I think we are. But we're going to start off by kind of unloading all the trailers here, getting everything off, and we'll kind of showcase to you guys with the forestry mulcher on the skid steer just why that mod is one of my absolute favorites. The forestry mulchers are one of the best mods out there because you could pretty much just take the rototiller to the ground and it completely clears out the whole land. I did also run back and grab some ramps to unload the Husqvarna off the flatbed of the Ford, but let's just get on with the job here, and we'll see you guys back when I actually had my audio fixed. Now, pardon the interruption here again. What we got is one more little voiceover clip here, but we just got done doing a rough version of our forestry work on the ground. Some of these bushes I can't really run over with the mulcher, but I nicked this tree with the forestry mulcher itself, and it caused the tree to die, so we're going to cut that down, get the stump out of here. We already cleaned up the tree trunk in the front yard as we hit that one, and it completely fell over, almost falling on top of the skid steer. But I'm just going to start cutting up this tree, and for bigger pieces like this, I'm just going to use lumberjack. Some of the big pieces I might haul out, but otherwise I'm just going to use lumberjack and completely get rid of them while cleaning out the property, since all of our assets that were originally in the bushes, being the mower, the tiller, the snowmobile, the cars, all of that stuff has been moved out, but we got the Bobcat running. So I'm going to use the Bobcat's bucket once I cut all these branches up and load them in the bucket so we can throw them into the Vermeer wood chipper, and it just makes the process a little bit easier. The process so far has been relatively smooth. I haven't had a whole lot of trouble, and we're just going to be stacking all these wood logs into a pile, and then we're going to move them over. But while I'm doing that, and technically once I'm done doing that, we'll get them in the chipper, and with that, we're going to keep shuffling back and forth, and we'll get the things addressed accordingly. So we'll see you guys after that, and we'll hopefully have our audio back.
Let's go fill our bucket up again with some more logs and keep chipping away at these branches. No pun intended. Now, I've never actually gotten to work with these things, but I know from experience that these things are loud. I mean, these are loud pieces of machinery. You're chopping through almost 10 inches of lumber at a time. This one should be a really good one. Oh, geez, okay. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Sometimes it gets a bit of a kickback. Just keep on loading these, and technically our next up thing will be to run the bagger over the top of all the grass that we haven't already cut, and also start trimming up the trees. Last little guy right here, set him in, and nice. Now that we got those out of the way, I'm going to jump here, not to the nail gun, But I'm going to start up and kind of start trimming off some of these low-hanging branches. It'll need to be here. There we go. That looks a little bit better. Not nearly as low. Don't have to worry about it with the mower. I am probably just going to take this tree out completely. I think this is one of those nasty saplings that used to just be real annoying. And then it just, no one took care of it before it got bad. Kind of clean up around the edges. Now, it doesn't look like these pines are doing anything to, like, hurt where they're sitting right now. It's just all of this rubbish back here that's a problem. I think we'll end up getting this tree out of here, open up some space, and then we'll take the mulcher over all of these dead bushes right here. It's just so overcrowded back here. I keep forgetting that I have to hit the other one to make it fall. So we want the tree to go this way so it doesn't hit the house. Nope, we want it to go this way. There we go. And just as all the others, we'll just kind of clean this thing up and be on our way. Trim up this little guy here. Take off you. Take off you. I think I might try and see if it'll let me take this one off too. There we go. That looks better. Really gonna try and get this guy out of the way. Same thing, just gonna see if it'll let me clip the very edge of these trees so I can take off the little guys. I don't think that one's overhanging too much. But I will take this one out of here if it lets me push it over. Might be able to get around on the trailer. Oh, there we go. Little bit. It's a little close to the fence. I might as well just take this whole one down. Clear this out. I love the lumberjack thing where you can just walk up to it and delete them. That's really convenient. That's just a little bit out of my able to pick it up length, but here be the last log. Drop that off and look at it go. Wonder how many wood chips we actually have sitting in the back. I didn't check. Well, that's actually not bad. That's a pretty good amount. Okay, time for you to shine, little Husqvarna. So we're going to kind of move everything out of the way. And we're going to start using our bagger. So far, I'd say this thing is leaving a pretty good-sized cut. And I'm going to run back to the house as all I'm just driving through is these branches. I can't see anything. But I'll go and dump this in that back portion of the trailer over here, since that actually can hold a bunch of grass, and this bagger system is able to do that. And we will unload that right into there. Beautiful. And we'll keep on trucking. Has felt like literally hours between running the forest mulcher on the skid steer and mowing. Wow. Here is what we got. We made a couple executive decisions. The birch tree that was right along the fence line, we took that out because of just root systems are digging in, and if they had power lines, we got it out of there. Everything was taken care of. There were two trees, one being the one, I believe it was an elm. It might have been, I can't remember exactly. And then another elm tree right here. Both of them were really big, and if they were to crack, fall over from dying,
then they would have posed a threat to the house as well as the garden shed. So took a lot of that out. My next thing I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to resod all of this quick off camera, have a nice, beautiful new sodded lawn, and then for the first time in a millennium, this place is going to look really nice and spiffy. I mean, look, it's really open yard. It's just the house needs to be fixed up, and of course that'll be done by the home renovators, and we'll be done with this project. So let's get the mower off the property, and we'll get the sod in, and we'll see what this place looks like. And finally, after all the sod has been completely laid out and the property has been 110% cleaned up and pretty much set to go back on the market, besides, of course, the renovations to the house, which they are currently working on some siding right now, as well as the chimney, I'm pretty much done and wrapped up with this project. There's not a whole lot else for me to do. They just wanted the place cleaned up. They didn't need any of the landscaping done via like the flowers, new trees planted. They just wanted me to clear out all the stuff that was a hazard, as well as just getting in the way. We are leaving the Bobcat here. We were told that now that because it runs, the people that are working on the property, they're going to use that to their advantage. And not necessarily good riddance, but that thing's a little rough for me to want to keep it on my squad, I should say. But I'm going to get everything else here loaded up and back on the road. We're going to dump the wood chips here at the dump just on the other side of town so we can get those disposed of. I do have the road blocked off just so I can get the mower back up on the flatbed of the Ford and we can get underway accordingly. But that is going to do it for me, guys. Be sure to smash that like button, subscribe down below. Also, be sure to check out the Boomstick Club for all the up-to-date content from me and the gang. You guys already know who is in it. Also, be sure to check out the Landscaping Series playlist in the top right-hand corner. Without further ado, that's going to do it for me, guys. We'll see you on the next one. This is the Rental Man